These 10 iconic lorries that changed Britain forever. It started with one green truck, clean, polished, and proudly British. Soon, those trucks became more than machines. Families spotted them on highways, kids waved from car windows, and a name was born: Eddie Stobart. These 10 trucks didn't just move cargo, they moved a nation. Eddie Stobart started in the 1960s with one green truck. Eddie Stobart wasn't a mogul or billionaire. He hauled agricultural materials around Cumbria, mostly grain and fertilizer. The truck was always spotless, the lettering was sharp, people noticed. By the 1970s, his son Edward was running operations. Edward was obsessed with image and presentation. Every Stobart lorry had to be clean. Drivers wore uniforms. Trucks had names like Emma Jane or Angelica Jade. This was unheard of in the haulage game. While other firms were covered in grime and oil, Stobart rigs rolled up like showroom pieces. Kids started spotting them on motorways. There's Another One became a national game. Behind the scenes, the Stobarts built a logistical machine. They picked routes that made sense. They hired drivers that took pride in the job. They built a reputation for reliability. In the UK haulage world, where breakdowns and late loads were the norm, that meant something. Clients trusted them. By the 1990s, Eddie Stobart trucks were everywhere. Super clean Scania and Volvo rigs with iconic green, white and red colors dominated British roads. The company had its own fan club. People sent letters asking for photos. Some visited depots just to see trucks get washed. The company released VHS tapes showing behind the scenes at depots. Drivers became minor celebrities. There was even CB radio fan culture that treated Stobart rigs like royalty. They delivered nostalgia, identity, a bit of British pride. One clean lorry at a time. The Mercedes-Benz NG series rolled out in the 1970s as a revolution on wheels. Mercedes introduced a modular cab system, enhanced aerodynamics, and powerful engines that could cover thousands of kilometers without breaking a sweat. According to transport historians, its diesel engines ran for decades with minimal downtime. The NG set the stage for modern Mercedes trucks. Even today, collectors hunt for restored NG models. The truck symbolized progress and reliability in an era when German engineering dominated European roads. The MAN F8 launched in the 1970s as MAN's flagship heavy-duty truck built for serious hauling. With V8 engines pumping out immense power, the F8 became a legend on European highways. The design wasn't flashy, it was practical, rugged, and built to last. Its tall cab gave drivers a commanding view. Truckers still talk about the F8 in forums and classic truck shows. The machine helped MAN build its reputation as a heavyweight champion in the transport industry. The Mercedes-Benz LP series dominated the 1960s and 1970s with its forward-control cab-over design. This truck introduced a new era of cab-over engineering, giving more cargo space and maneuverability. Powered by strong diesel engines, it became the backbone of delivery fleets across Europe. From transporting groceries to moving industrial goods, it was the face of logistics. The LP series shaped modern truck design principles still used today. The Magirus Deutz 232D Saturn stood out for its brutally reliable air-cooled diesel engines. Unlike water-cooled competitors, these engines were simple, less prone to freezing, and perfect for rough work. Whether building highways, carrying stones, or serving as fire trucks, the Magirus Deutz was everywhere. Its iconic curved cab design and roaring engine sound left lasting impressions. For many in construction and emergency services, it wasn't just a truck. It was a tool that kept industries and communities moving forward. The Berliet T100 was built in France during the 1950s. This truck was once crowned the largest in the world. Powering this desert, Goliath was a 29.6-litre Cummins V12 diesel pumping out about 700 horsepower. Built to work in Sahara oil fields, the T100 was designed to haul enormous loads across endless sand. Standing over 4 meters tall, it made normal trucks look like toys. Only a handful were ever made, making it one of the rarest truck legends in existence. The Tatra T813 emerged from Czechoslovakia in 1967. Under its cab sat a 17.6-litre air-cooled V12 diesel, delivering around 250 to 300 horsepower depending on version. The T813 wasn't about winning drag races. It was about surviving where roads didn't exist. Its unique central backbone tube chassis and independent suspension gave it insane off-road capability. Mountains, rivers, deserts, it handled them all while carrying huge loads or towing artillery. Production ran until the early 1980s. Many are still in use today, proving that raw engineering can make a V12 just as capable as brute horsepower. The Mercedes-Benz SK series appeared from 1989 to 1998. The SK or Schwerklasse was more than just a truck. In the late 1980s and 1990s, the SK brought a new level of comfort and strength with high-performance diesel engines, advanced brakes, and a cab that finally felt like home. Its massive grille, bold lines, and sheer presence demanded respect. The SK bridged the gap between old-school toughness and modern comfort. Without the SK, today's Actros might never have become the legend it is. The MAN F90 truly changed the game for long-haul drivers in Europe. Introduced in 1986, the F90 featured improved aerodynamics, efficient diesel engines, and one of the most driver-friendly cabs of its time. With better soundproofing, comfortable seats, and reliable mechanics, it made endless kilometers feel easier. Whether hauling goods across Germany, France, or Italy, the F90 kept running, building memories for countless truckers. Even today, veteran drivers smile when they talk about the F90. The IFA W50 was the pride of East Germany from 1985 to 1990. Built in Ludwigsfelde, the W50 wasn't fancy, but it was everywhere. With its simple four-cylinder diesel engine and robust chassis, it became the backbone of transport for decades. From farms to factories to military to postal service, this truck did it all. Even after production stopped in 1990, many W50s remained in service well into the 2000s. The truck symbolized resilience in challenging economic conditions. The FAUN heavy trucks were titans of steel built for specialized tasks like construction, mining, and extreme heavy transport. With multi-axle setups, enormous diesel engines, and sheer size, FAUN trucks could move equipment weighing hundreds of tons. Some transported massive construction machinery, while others hauled military gear. The FAUN K40 from Germany was powered by a Maybach MD 870 V12 diesel, producing around 500 horsepower. It had torque to move abnormal loads like tanks, industrial machinery, and massive construction components. The K40's engineering was ahead of its time, featuring advanced suspension and braking systems. Built in small numbers for military and industrial customers, it represented what German post-war engineering could achieve. In 2004, Edward Stobart sold the company, ending its family-run era. Under new leadership from William Stobart and Andrew Tinkler, the brand expanded into rail freight, warehousing, and biomass, transforming into Eddie Stobart Logistics, a full logistics empire. Listed on the stock market, profits soared, but the company's heart began to fade. By the mid-2010 seconds, financial cracks appeared. In 2019, after accounting errors and mounting debt, shares were suspended, and chaos followed bailouts, lawsuits, leadership shakeups. Private equity firm DBAY Advisors stepped in to rescue the business, injecting cash and taking control. By 2021, the Eddie Stobart name was sold to the Quaine Group, which kept the fleet running under a new corporate umbrella. For the first time, trucks bearing the famous name weren't owned by Eddie Stobart Logistics. The identity had become licensed. Yet, the legend endures. From spotless Stobart rigs to powerhouse machines like the Mercedes SK and MAN F90, these lorries shaped British motorway culture. Model kits still sell, fans still gather online, and the green and red trucks remain icons of the open road. The company may have changed hands, but the name Eddie Stobart still rolls proudly down the motorways of Britain.